Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Summertime Podcast, where I've got another exciting guest for you today. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest for today, Emily Nicholls. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Summer. Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. So, today your topic of choice is fundraising, isn't that correct?
It is indeed, yep.
So, Emily, would you be able to start off by telling us a little bit about what you do, please?
I can. So I am head of public fundraising and engagement at SeeAbility. So I'm here today to talk about fundraising, but I do also cover the volunteering team. And I know you recently had Richard on your podcast as well.
Yes, I did.
Who's our volunteer manager. But basically, public fundraising means raising money through everyday people, so members of the public. So I support people when they're choosing to make a one-off donation to SeeAbility, or they might choose to make monthly regular donations. I also support people who are taking part in events. So that might be crazy things like doing a skydive, jumping out of a plane, or we have a big team of 22 runners who are doing the London Marathon in a couple of weeks' time. So people take part in lots of different things like that for the charity. But also it might be people doing community fundraising. So that might be organising a bake sale or a raffle or a summer fair, something along those lines. And then lastly, I support people who choose to leave a gift to SeeAbility in their will. So that means after they pass away, SeeAbility will either receive a donation, or for a lot of people, they're very kind and they actually leave us everything that they own. So their house, their possessions, which, as you can imagine, is a lot of money and makes a really big impact to SeeAbility. So I cover lots of different things in my role, and there is another side to fundraising which we call strategic partnerships, and that is managed by my colleague James Hay. And so he covers things like fundraising through companies, through major donors, and also trusts and foundations.
Brilliant. Thank you for giving us an insight into what you do. It sounds very interesting, Emily.
It is. There's no 2 days the same in fundraising for sure. Lots of different things going on. So yeah, very exciting and rewarding job to do.
Brilliant. Thank you. So my next question for you is, what was your favourite toy or present when you were a child?
My favourite toy was a really big white polar bear. It was very large, but I absolutely loved it. And I very creatively called it Polar.
Oh.
So, and my mum still has it at home. So my little girl, who's 1.5 years old, she now plays with it at my mum's house.
Brilliant. That's lovely that she now gets to enjoy it after you have.
It is, exactly. She has it in her cot at her house, so she gets some little cuddles when she's over.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. So, I now have a surprise question for you, Emily.
Ooh.
Are you a sweet or savoury food person?
Oh, do you know what? I'm definitely a savoury person. I do still love sweet things. Recently, lots and lots of Easter eggs. But I'm definitely more of a savoury person. I love a bag of crisps. That's my snack of choice.
I am more of a sweet person myself. I much prefer sweets, chocolate, all the nice things in life.
Oh, yummy. So lots of chocolate recently.
Oh, yes.
As well.
So, Emily, I would like to know, please, what are your top 5 reasons why fundraising is so important at SeeAbility?
Thank you, Summer. Well, firstly, fundraising brings in around £1 million every year to SeeAbility, and that provides funding for a range of different services. So, for example, our Ready, Willing and Able programme, our supported employment programme, is funded through fundraising, as well as some of our eye care work, our eye care champions, our engagement team, and it also provides funding for some additional things within our homes as well. So as an example, our London Ready, Willing and Able coach is fully funded through a grant that we received. And we're currently working on a 4-month campaign to raise money for our eye care work. And that involves events like we have an event at Windsor Castle coming up, as well as a big awareness raising day in London. But also fundraising raises what we call unrestricted money. So that basically means it's not going to a particular place. And it can be used by SeeAbility wherever it's needed most. Secondly, it allows us to innovate. It allows us to try new ideas and new things. So it means we've got the freedom to test things out a little bit. Again, for example, Ready, Willing and Able started off by being funded by fundraising, and it allowed us to put some investment in. We could test things out, grow the programme, find out what works and what doesn't. And now hopefully they're in a position where they'll be able to get some local authority funding and not rely on fundraising. But it needed fundraising to make that first step, to be able to test it out and see what works. Thirdly, it amplifies voices for people we support. So fundraising isn't just about money. It's about raising awareness and visibility of what we do at SeeAbility, and the importance of our work. Because fundraising kind of brings together lots of different people with different personal experiences of learning disability and sight loss. And by fundraising, they start having conversations within their local community or within a company that they work for, or even just everyday conversations, with their next door neighbour or whatever it might be. So that creates a greater understanding of what we do. It challenges assumptions, and it helps everyone to try and understand, what we're trying to do at SeeAbility. Often as a fundraiser, we have to try and learn lots of different things about the organisation, because our day-to-day jobs are talking to different types of people about what SeeAbility does, and trying to encourage them to support us, and tell them why their donations are so important. My fourth one is that fundraising creates connection and purpose. So again, as I said earlier, it brings people together. That could be supporters, it could be staff, it could be volunteers, people we support, friends and family members. We all have a shared cause and a shared purpose for what we do. And we all, we're all here for the same thing, to support people with learning disabilities and sight loss. So fundraising really gives people a reason to take that passion for what we do into some action, whether that's taking part in an event or making a donation. So something we're working on at the moment is that we would like to try and gather together groups of people within our local communities and create some fundraising committees. So again, that might be bringing people together for a fun, social way of raising lots of money. And then finally, fundraising helps us to go the extra mile. So our SeeAbility homes are generally funded through local authorities. And unfortunately, there just never is enough money in social care, and often we're not able to go above and beyond. So fundraising can help to bridge that gap, and help to provide access to maybe equipment that we couldn't afford before, communication aids. It might be to support someone to go on a holiday. And a couple of examples of those recently is that through our Christmas appeals, we've raised some money for the Inno Walk at Heather House.
Oh yes, I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. But we raised over £50,000 for this amazing piece of equipment. That means people that wouldn't normally be able to can get up, stand upright, and walk and move. Which really makes a difference to how they feel physically and mentally. And then last Christmas, we raised over £84,000 towards our technology fund. So we've had lots of applications for people that would like things like Meta glasses or iPads to help them communicate. and that will really transform, how people are able to interact with the world. In terms of eye care, our eye care service is NHS funded, but fundraised income can make the difference between a child who has maybe a standard set of glasses and maybe only one pair, compared to having multiple glasses that fit really well, that are comfortable. That extra funding can help with things like that. But overall, obviously, all of our fundraising is from amazing donors, companies, trusts. So we're very thankful and grateful to everyone that supports fundraising in all those different ways.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Emily, for that amazing top 5. That's very insightful. So how can our colleagues and the people we support get involved with fundraising?
Really good question. There's lots of different ways that you can fundraise that will suit you. So like I said, some people might be really keen to do a running event or a sponsored walk, but other people might prefer to do a bake sale or to just make a donation. So you can reach out to the fundraising team. It's fundraising@SeeAbility.org if you want to email us. You can also give us a call if you want to just chat things through. But there's also, if you're internal, you can go to our fundraising zone on the portal, but you can also have a look on our website and see what kind of things are going on. And we will support you along the way as well. If you're not quite sure how to go about things, just reach out to us and we can help you through the process.
Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that with us. So next up is your VIJ, which is your very important joke.
Oh, well, Summer, did you hear that Lisa Hopkins has got a new job at Old MacDonald's farm?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she has. She's actually the new CIEIO.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for that joke. That's very funny. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I'd like to thank you, Emily, for joining us today.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it and really appreciate you having me on.
Live, love, thrive, belong.